But the top story tonight, reaction. Joining us from Washington, Michelle Fields, reporter for the Daily Caller website. And here in New York, Dave Rubin, radio talk show host guy on Sirius XM. And you say?
Well, first off, happy National Chick-fil-A Appreciation Day to you, Bill. It's another important day that has been brought to us by our politicians making a lot out of nothing, is what I first say.
Well, it's not nothing when you got 3 big city mayors saying they don't want this restaurant concern in their city, so why isn't it valid for the other side to say, hey, we're going to help them out by buying their stuff today?
Well, first off, you know, I'm a comedian, so on the base of this, I believe in free speech, and I believe that Dan Cathy is welcome to say what he wants. Okay. And I believe that the gay community, at the same point, is welcome to say what they want. So if they want to jump on social media, if they want to
no problem with the gay community
restaurants,
opposing Mr. Cathy's point of view. So, problem is public policy, these guys threatening the company.
So there are issues related to the mayors in these towns. So in Philadelphia and Boston, if those mayors want to put their butts on the line and say, I do not want Chick-fil-A here, I actually honor them for having a stand. I mean, that's what we want all the time.
Isn't that what we want? Honor that kind of fascism? No, I don't want fascism.
But don't you want politicians who say what they believe? So if they believe, this, they're taking the risk. No.
Hey, Mao Zedong said what he believed. Joseph Stalin said what he believed. Do I want politicians saying crazy fascist stuff?
I don't
know.
I'm not quite on that comparison with you.
It's fascism for these guys to say, you can't come into my town if I disagree with your political view. That's fascism.
Well, first off, what they're saying is that they don't want them there. In terms of Boston, well, that's right. Chicago's a different situation.
We're not going to let you in here, and Lee said, you better not come here.
Well, Chicago's a different situation, and to discuss Chicago politics would be a whole other segment. But the Philly and Boston situation, I give those guys credit for at least taking a stand. They can't stop.
Well, then you have to give crazy politicians all over the world credit for taking a stand, like Ahmadinejad takes a stand. He wants to kill all the Jews. Oh, hey, that's an honest opinion on his part. Let's give him some credit. Come on, think about it.
I think there's
all right, Michelle, go.
There.
Look, politicians don't get to decide which opinions are appropriate and then use the power of the state to enforce those. Economic coercion is no way to try to convince someone to believe in certain values or certain beliefs. If anything, these politicians, if they had common sense, would be begging Chick-fil-A to be opening restaurants in their area so that their constituents can have jobs, since we have over 8% unemployment right now. That should be the focus. Employment, the economy.
Look, Michelle. These guys have a right to play to their constituency, all right? Menino, Emanuel, Lee, they're liberal guys. I mean, Menino's not a crazy, you know, he's not, but they play to that. This is all posture, gamesmanship. So we know why they're doing what they do, and they have a right to do that, by the way. These 3 mayors have a right to say that I'm not going to buy their chicken because I don't like the way they stand. Look, if George Soros opens a business, whatever he's selling, I'm not going to buy because I don't like his point of view and I don't want to line his pockets. So I'm completely okay with any American saying, I buy this Chick-fil-A stuff.
But if a politician is saying that they're not going to grant a permit to that business simply because of one employee,
that's fascism right there, fascism.
One employee's opinion, that's not fair. Chick-fil-A employs thousands and thousands of people. You're not hurting the CEO. You are hurting the little people.
Here's what I want now. I want the mayors of Boston, San Francisco, and Chicago to boycott African Americans. You know why? Roll the tape.
The time has come for a broad-based assault against the powers that be that want to change our culture to one of men marrying men and women marrying women. For the president to bow to the money, as Judas did with Jesus Christ, is a disgrace, and we're ashamed.
All right, now I bet you $1,000 you're not going to hear a word out of Menino or Emanuel or Lee based upon that reverend's point of view.
Well, actually, Bill, I'm glad that you brought that clip into the fray here, because if this issue was about a owner of a chain who was against black people or against Jewish people, Do you think Sarah Palin would go out of her way
I don't know about
to
Sarah
show
Palin
up at the restaurant
Dave,
and take a picture there?
What the Reverend just said and what Dan Cathy just said are exactly the same. Exactly. Okay? But you're not going to hear Menino and you're not going to hear Emanuel or Lee say anything about that Reverend at all, ever.
Well, I can't speak for them.
Because they're African American and they need their votes.
Wait, Michelle.
I can't speak for them, but I think it's very obvious that people like Mike Huckabee and Rick Santorum and Sarah Palin are clearly using this as a wedge issue that it's been used many times.
What do you think of that Reverend
before.
saying what he just said?
I can't tell a reverend what to say or what to believe.
Can you ban the reverend from coming in to speak? Wait, Michelle, wait.
Would
you ban a reverend from coming in?
I didn't say I was for the ban in the beginning. When we began this discussion, I believe that those politicians are allowed to say what they believe.
Go ahead, Michelle.
No, he's saying that he can't tell a reverend what to say or what not to say. But when it comes to an owner of a restaurant, then certainly we can coerce them into believing in something.
I'm
That's
not telling him what to say.
No, but look,
economic
coercion.
This is a double standard. Come on. You're basically coercing him.
He's putting money against gay marriage, marriage equality. Dan Cathy.
Right.
So he's using economic coercion of his own.
No, he's not. It's his money.
It's his money, but where does he make his money?
He's American.
Well, he makes his money selling chicken sandwiches.
So don't buy it.
I completely agree, and I don't buy it.
He has a perfect right to do whatever he wants with his money, unless it's illegal.
He absolutely does, and the gay community and anyone that's an ally of the gay community has a right to not eat his chicken, which is probably the healthiest thing you could do.
Good debate. Thank you both. Next on the rundown.